The power of forgiveness and reconciliation. Forgiveness and reconciliation are not merely religious or moral ideals. They are powerful forces that can restore broken lives, relationships, and societies. In a world marked by betrayal, injustice, and conflict, these acts offer a transformative alternative to resentment and revenge. Choosing forgiveness and reconciliation is not easy, but their impact is profound, shaping the individual, healing relationships, and even transforming nations. 1. Healing the individual. Forgiveness starts as a personal act. It allows individuals to release anger, hatred, and emotional pain, which, if left unresolved, can lead to depression, anxiety, or even physical illness. Scientific studies from psychology and medicine have confirmed that those who practice forgiveness experience reduced stress and lower blood pressure, improved mental clarity and emotional stability, increased self-esteem and inner peace. Forgiving someone does not mean forgetting the offense or excusing it. Rather, it is a conscious decision to stop letting the past control one's present and future. 2. Freedom from the past. Holding on to anger and resentment binds a person to the very pain they want to escape. In contrast, forgiveness brings emotional freedom. As Desmond Tutu once said, "Without forgiveness, there's no future." Forgiveness doesn't change the past, but it changes the way we relate to it. It breaks the cycle of bitterness and prevents pain from being passed on to others. 3. Restoring relationships through reconciliation. Reconciliation goes a step further than forgiveness. It involves the rebuilding of trust and the mending of relationships. This process often includes acknowledging the hurt, expressing remorse or apology, committing to change and renewed understanding. When reconciliation is possible, it brings wholeness. It fosters stronger, more authentic relationships built on mutual respect and deeper empathy. While forgiveness can be one-sided, reconciliation must be mutual. It is an act of shared vulnerability and healing. 4. Promoting empathy and understanding. Both forgiveness and reconciliation require stepping into another person's shoes. This practice of empathy helps individuals and groups see each other beyond their flaws and mistakes. In doing so, it fosters compassion and softens hardened attitudes. Forgiveness often emerges from the realization that we are all fallible, capable of both harm and healing. 5. Transforming communities and societies. On a larger scale, forgiveness and reconciliation have been used as tools to rebuild fractured societies. South Africa's Post-Apartheid Truth and Reconciliation Commission is one of the most well-known examples. Victims were allowed to speak their truth, and perpetrators who confessed their crimes were granted amnesty. This process did not erase the pain of the past, but allowed the country to confront it and move forward. Other examples include Rwanda. After the genocide, community-based Gakasha courts promoted restorative justice through confessions, forgiveness, and community reintegration. Northern Ireland, peace processes emphasized truth-telling, apologies, and community reconciliation after decades of sectarian violence. In each case, forgiveness and reconciliation created space for healing and the possibility of peace. 6. Breaking cycles of violence. Revenge only perpetuates cycles of violence. When people retaliate, they fuel a culture of vengeance that can span generations. Forgiveness interrupts that pattern. It declares that harm will not be met with harm, and that peace is more valuable than vindication. This principle is particularly important in families, where generational trauma and resentment can be passed from parent to child. Forgiveness and reconciliation within families can stop those cycles and foster healthier environments for future generations. 7. Building moral and emotional resilience. Forgiveness is not always a one-time event. It often takes time, especially when the wounds run deep. The repeated choice to forgive builds emotional resilience and maturity. People who develop this skill are better equipped to handle future conflicts and maintain healthier relationships. Similarly, reconciliation strengthens moral courage. It takes integrity to admit wrongs and humility to accept the apologies of others. These qualities are the foundation of strong character and authentic leadership. 8. Spiritual and ethical dimensions. Most world religions and ethical systems place forgiveness at the center of human virtue. In Christianity, forgiveness is a commandment and a reflection of divine grace. In Islam, forgiveness is considered an act of strength and mercy. In Buddhism, letting go of anger is a path to enlightenment. Forgiveness aligns individuals with higher values, such as compassion, humility, and love. 9. Creating a culture of peace. A society where forgiveness and reconciliation are practiced is one where people feel safe to admit mistakes, learn from them, and rebuild trust. This culture promotes conflict resolution instead of escalation, dialogue instead of division, unity instead of polarization. It encourages people to see one another not as enemies, but as fellow human beings with shared hopes, fears, and the potential for change. Conclusion. The power of forgiveness and reconciliation lies in their ability to transform pain into peace, wounds into wisdom, and division into unity. They are not signs of weakness, but profound expressions of strength, maturity, and courage. In a world that often rewards retaliation, choosing to forgive and reconcile is a radical act of hope, a belief that healing is possible and that the future does not have to be bound by the past. Forgiveness frees the soul. Reconciliation restores the community. Together, they light the path toward a more compassionate and peaceful world.